Hi everyone, welcome back to Lizzie's Little Library and the Newbery Project. Today's book is the 1970 winner called Sounder by William H. Armstrong. Seeing the dog's prominence on the cover art, I looked up online to see if he dies, even before I read a single page or the author's notes, and I'm not going to like this book. So the author's note informs us that this is a story he was told 50 years ago by his reading teacher. He says it's not a story from Aesop, from Homer, or from the Bible, but from a man's life. And this is a very short book. It is just over 100 pages, and the writing is really beautiful. They're mostly simple words and sentences, very, very easy to understand, but I was feeling the author's emotions in every page. In chapter 1, we meet our cast of characters: the boy, 3 younger siblings, and mom and dad who work too hard and never have enough, and the title dog, Sounder. Sounder just showed up one day, and he helps dad hunt raccoons and possums, and I'm getting vibes like Where the Red Fern Grows. I hated that book, but I liked this one a lot better than that one. What is interesting in this book is we don't learn the boy's name, nor do we know an exact setting of where the story is taking place. It's definitely after the Civil War, but aside from that, it really could be anywhere, anytime within that time frame. The parents are sharecroppers, and it gets cold in the winter. That's all we know. In chapter 2, Dad is taken by the sheriff after being accused of stealing a ham. I don't like the rest of this chapter, and I'm glad I was home alone when I read it. Chapter 3. The boy tries to bury Sounder, but he can't find the body. He thought the dog died under the porch. I was seeing a lot of foreshadowing in this chapter, so we'll see if I was right. Mom left for the day with the remainder of the ham, presumably to return it. I'm not sure what were her intentions. She also took the walnuts that she harvests to sell. They pick them every day, and she shells them. I've actually harvested walnuts. It is a ton of work. She tells the boy several times to not leave the young children home alone with the fire burning. And I really hope this is not foreshadowing premonition. The boy doesn't listen to Mom, nor does he find the dog's body. And Mom says it might be possible that Sounder didn't die, but he went off somewhere to heal. Weeks pass, though, and he doesn't return. It gets to be Christmas, and Mom has the boy take a cake to Dad in jail because women can't enter the facility. Dad tells him to not come back. He'll send any news with the traveling preacher. Dad is sentenced to a work crew. In better news, Sounder is still alive, and he returns home, although he is a skeleton of himself, malnourished and scarred from where he was shot. The boy doesn't seem to have any emotional reaction, which seemed really unusual to me. In the spring, the boy goes to work on the farms. Then after the harvest, he always takes off looking for Dad's work crew. He does this for several years, never finding him. On one of these trips, he meets a kindly old schoolteacher who helps the boy with his injured hand. It was injured by a prison guard when he was watching too long, trying to identify his father. The boy returns home with news that the teacher had offered him a place to stay and a spot at the school in exchange for light chores. Mom gives her blessing that the boy should go. And for a story named after the dog, the boy isn't spending much time with the dog. 6 harvests pass, presumably 6 years. The boy works the fields in the summer to pay Mom's rent, and then spends winters with the teacher. One summer day, Sounder jumps up and runs like a pup to meet Dad, who finally made it home after being medically released following a dynamite blast. And, Sounder's going to die now, right? He was waiting for Dad, and now he's going to die. Before winter, Dad and Sounder go hunting one more time. Sounder returns to the cabin and leads the boy to Dad's body, then succumbs himself to a broken heart. The boy reflects that nothing is ever truly dead if it is in your memories. The end. This book, it was beautifully written, and at the same time, it was so incredibly depressing. At one point, Mom remarks that some people seem born to win, and others, like their family, seem born to lose. And that was really indicative of the tone of the book, just the defeatist attitude, the we are never going to get ahead. I don't want to say mentality, but kind of that mindset. It was super depressing. I will say it was a very short book. It was 116 pages, and 8 of those were illustrations. But in those short pages, the author really packed it full of emotion. It is yet another of Newbery's favorite story, that of a child growing up. But unlike most of those stories, nothing really good happens here. The boy loses his family, he loses his dog, and he loses his innocence. And while I thought it was a beautiful book, I'll never read it again. There were 3 honor books this year. One seems to be about microscopes, and I haven't read the others. They are called Our Eddie and Journey Outside. I don't own either of them, so those will be towards the end of the list when I start reading the honor books. The next book is called The Summer of the Swans by Betsy Byers. I will get to that one in a few days. Thanks for watching. Bye.